yet, please subscribe on all of our channels: YouTube, Periscope, and iTunes. If you're on YouTube, hit like and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, please leave a rating and review. Also, visit us on the sportscast.net for all of the up to date sports news. If you have an iPhone, download our new app. This episode is brought to you by Zach White, Realtor, LAH Homewood, in Birmingham, Alabama. Many of you know Zach as someone who's actively been helping kids learn sports and life lessons through Soccer Shots, Wister and Rich, and Iron Kids Ministries. Well, now Zach has a new way to serve others through LAH Real Estate. If you or someone you know is looking for a home or needing to sell, call Zach at 205 381 7050. I'm your host, Over the Hill powerlifter and 2003 Alabama grad, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is an Alabama legend, all SEC linebacker, two-time author, and when Ric Flair said to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man, he is that man. Ladies and gentlemen, Marvin Constant.
Hey, Justin. It's always a pleasure, as always. But before I was an Alabama legend, I was a Central Tuscaloosa legend. And with the cast of amazing gentlemen tonight, I had to pay homage, break out that old number 44, where it all began, baby. Yes, sir.
I didn't realize I was stepping into a Central reunion, but I'm ready for it and everything that comes with it.
Justin,
so
hold on. Hold
on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. It's just not a Central reunion. I did a stint at Parkview Learning Center for about a semester. So I did an alternative school. So I'm not all the way Central. I was at Parkview for about a semester or two, or maybe three. But yeah,
that was a satellite branch of Central, right?
Well, besides Steve extended stay over at Parkview, it's just not about glorifying the gentlemen that are on here tonight. Central Tuscaloosa has produced some of the most talented individuals on this planet. There's so many people who came out of Central. You can go to Deontay Wilder, former heavyweight champion. You got M16, Josh Banks, Grammy-nominated music producer who's made music for some of everybody as well. You got B.J. Dean, Florida State legend, Brandon Washington, LSU, Harold Bishop, LSU, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That list is so long. So I'm just here to pay homage to us all, baby.
Well, won't you do us all a great favor and introduce each of our central guests and the one who's not, and that's Kenny.
Well, yeah, one is a little bit late, but he's from Mississippi, so that's what we expect. I'm sorry, Justin, that person, but Mississippi's last at everything. So I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't claim Mississippi. Remember, I got out of here and went to University of Alabama, got my degree. I actually claimed Birmingham. So,
hey, Justin, anytime you look at national stats for anything, Mississippi's always number 50. They, it's just automatically assumed.
Well, damn.
But
actually, they're negative 50.
But yeah. On tonight's show, we have some amazing guests. First and foremost, I want to introduce a returning guest, the funny man himself. When I say keeps me laughing every time I talk to him, every time I see him, the man himself, Steve Brown. We also have Mr. Alvin Garrett. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so many things that can be said about this man. From his time in Ruben Studdard's band. I want to know what that whole American Idol experience was like. How did, did y'all support him through that? From writing music from some of the industry's legends. Kelly Rowland, man, I used to have a crush on Kelly too. You got to tell me some more about that. But I mean, some of everybody. So I've known him since I was a kid. I actually played Little League football with his brother. So I've actually been knowing him for over 30 years. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it's been about 30 years.
Yeah,
and our last guest, whenever he there's the person with all the gray hair. And the last guest, whenever he decides to arrive, Mr. Kenney Smith of Meridian, Mississippi, former third-round draft pick of the New Orleans Saints, 8-year NFL vet, played with the Saints, the Chiefs, and the New England Patriots, another great friend of ours. So hopefully he'll be joining us soon. And back to you, Justin.
First of all, great to have all y'all here. Man, this is a blessing. Welcome.
Justin.
Yes, sir.
I noticed something. You don't really talk like you talking off the air. You sound like a brother off the air, but as soon as you get on the air, hi, I'm Justin. You sound like Because when you got a what up, fool? What's going on, bro?
Man, that's my stage voice, man. I'm trying to make it look,
what it is.
I'm trying to make it look like I'm semi-professional. Remember, I am from Mississippi, so I do have to act like I'm not from Mississippi. By the way, man. By the way, Steve, I was looking for a good picture to advertise for you, and I was going through Google. Man, I found an old MySpace account picture. Man, you still on MySpace?
Yep, I sure am. For all the cougars and old women. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I, as a matter of fact, I had one named Hattie DM me, and she wants me to come over and eat some greens with her later on. So yes, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. But I don't really deal with a lot of older women anymore, man, because older women, believe it or not, they talk about young women, but older women can be a little nasty too, Justin. They can be a little nasty. I was having, I hate to say it, but I gotta say it. I was having unprotected sex with this older woman named Irma, and she gave me gout. I have no idea how I got gout. I don't.
Was she on one of your Cereal Bowl Chronicle videos recently?
Yes, she was, but I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that.
That's okay, man. I know we'll provide grief counseling after the show is over. We'll pray over you and all that.
Hey, Alvin looked like, yeah, I've been with her too.
Oh my God. All right. Any comment, Alvin?
Yes. That's it. That's my comment. Duck on out. Right.
Be the fifth.
Well, let's go ahead and get to our next segment. And I know everybody's ready after the game this past weekend. Our favorite segment is now Constant Chaos, brought to you by Milo's, who has one of the greatest food traditions since 1946. What this segment is about allows Marvin to have an unfiltered rant about what he's seeing with the Crimson Tide. When I say chaos, it can be good chaos, it can be bad chaos. Either way, we're about to find out, and we're about to talk about the Tennessee game. So, Marvin, you lead the way, and then the rest of us will join you.
Today, I don't really have a rant. Something happened in that game that just touched me in a way that brought back a lot of memories to me. And it really hurt my heart more than anything else. You know, seeing Jalen get hurt on the first play of a game. You know, I got hurt on the last play of the game. You know, when just seeing that happen to him, you know, having the year that he's having and being such a dynamic player, when I say that just ripped my heart out, man, seeing that and seeing him getting into that ambulance. I mean, it brought back so many memories and so much pain to me. And all I could do was think about him and how he was feeling mentally at that time. Because again, nothing will ever prepare you in life for the moment you get injured and you lose a season or potentially a career. There's nothing that has ever happened in life that is going to prepare you for that. So for me, the biggest thing is, you know, I prayed for him, and I hope that he's in good spirits, best as he can be given the situation. And I wish him and his family nothing but the best love and support. And, you know, if you ever need to talk or you need anything, man, I'm here, because again, when that type of injury happens, I can promise y'all this, that is one of the loneliest feelings in the world. Nobody will ever relate to you. Nobody will ever understand your pain. Nobody will ever say, hey, man, I know what this feels like. Because even though I got injured, his pain is going to be different from mine. But I know he has a lot of it. So because I know what he was thinking about that next year and moving forward. So again, I don't have chaos today. I got sympathy on my heart. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No need to apologize. I mean, I think we all just got the wind just kicked out of us at that point. I mean, it's just, you hate it for the young guy. I mean, just like you said, an amazing season ahead. I mean, quite frankly, I mean, we're looking at possibly Heisman type performance, you know, at least a finalist. A guy who is about to break every record there was receiving wise at Alabama. I mean, he was already closing in on some records. And now he had to leave, unfortunately. I mean, it hurts. And it takes away from what this game was supposed to be about. We were supposed to be able to enjoy a beat down against our rival Tennessee, have our cigars afterwards, but just take something out of it.
Well, I didn't have a cigar. I was not happy about that because my heart was truly hurt for him. So
Yeah.
I couldn't really find a lot of joy in this victory because, again, I know the pain that he's going through, and most people will never understand that pain. But unfortunately, I do, and it's not a good pain.
And you know what the thing is, man? You know, it's like you're looking forward to watching the game and enjoying yourself, and it happens on the very first play of the game, and you're like, man. And then, you know, for people who played football or whatever, any athlete, when you see an injury like that, even though it wasn't as graphic as the Kenyon Drake you know, injury, but when you saw the slow-mo, you could see how his foot turned and all that. It's like, oh man, anytime you see something like that, we automatically know, yeah, he's done. You know what I'm saying? But you know, by the grace of God, hopefully he can return, but I just don't see it. But you know, it's just a shame that it had to happen to somebody. It is a shame that it happened to anybody, but somebody like him who was having like a career season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. I talked to the doctor today because, you know, we had the same doctor. And, you know, I had to thank him for the work that he did on me. And that was the last thing that I said to him when I got off with him was, you know, thank you for the work that you do, because the doctor that Alabama had before you was a straight jackass, excuse my language. And he left a lot of us jacked up. So,
hey, you know what? You're not gonna believe this. I know who the doctor was. He did my ankle surgery and kind of
your ankle probably still hurt like hell.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm 1000% confident Jalen will be fine because of the doctor, because Dr. Kane and Dr. Andrews, they're gonna take good care of him. So he's got the best in the world right there at his disposal. So I'm now, had he had that other doctor, I'd have probably pretty much told him he might want to start thinking about another career. But luckily, he has an amazing doctor who's gonna make sure he's good. So
yeah, yeah, that last doctor was awful. I think he left an ink pen top of my ankle. I don't know how he did it, but he left an ink pen top, and I don't know who the hell got an ink pen during an operation. But yeah, he left an ink
pen. But you know what? You say that to be funny, but I'm gonna tell you a real life story.
This actually happened.
Y'all know Dr. Barano. Dr. Barano was our high school team doctor at Central, right?
Yep.
I knew something wasn't right with my knee, so luckily I was still very close with Dr. Barano. So I called him and I said, hey man, they're trying to get me to go back to this guy. I don't want him touching me again because I can barely walk. And I said, something ain't right. So I said, will you just scope my knee and tell me what's wrong? So he scoped my knee. While I'm in recovery, before I even wake up, he's already called Dr. Andrews and Dr. Kane, like, y'all need to see this kid immediately. Because come to find out, my ACL was halfway attached. My medial meniscus, where it was torn, hadn't even been touched. My articular cartilage, where it was torn, wasn't even touched. God. Nothing was done right.
Damn. Well, he left my VCR running. So yeah. You know how somebody have a bad story and there's always that one guy that has to try to add to the story to make his story even more dramatic. Yeah, he left my VCR running and the tape was tangled. So yeah.
But you know it had to be pretty bad for Dr. Barano to personally call Dr. Kane and Dr. Andrews while I'm still in recovery. Before I even wake up, he's already called him.
Like, yeah, that's really bad. That's bad because you know Dr. Barano, he's blind.
Hey, leave Boney alone. Don't do that to
Boney. But he do good work.
Yeah. He got me set up with them, man, and they took great care of me. So I kid you not, I could barely walk before I went to them. After I went to them, when I worked out for Minnesota, I ran a 4.6 at 258. To go from being able to barely walk to running a 4.6 in 16 months, man, come on.
That's what's up.
What's up.
So what's the next step for him? How does he begin to recover from this? Not just physically, but mentally. You know, the mental aspect, I think, is probably one of the hardest aspects to overcome when returning from an injury. So each of y'all have had experience, you know, playing. What do you feel like his next move is to get back to being Jalen?
I'm gonna let Steve start this off because I want to hear this answer.
You know what? I think pretty much he's going to have to be patient, and it's going to take a lot of prayer. He's going to have to be patient and trust his process, you know, and trust the doctors and go from there, because you got to understand something. Him being that young and being able to move and maneuver like he did, he's going to want that back automatically. He's going to want that back like right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna take probably some counseling and all that to make him really sit down and realize that he has to wait and let nature take its course for him to heal. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
I got you. Alvin, what do you think that he needs to do as far as getting back on track and getting back to being Jalen? And like I said, overcoming this mental aspect.
That's it. It's the mind. That mental toughness is where it's gonna kick in right here. Like he just said, being patient, and keeping his eyes on the prize and pushing through, going through the process and not rushing it, not getting frustrated. But he's a tough guy. He's a tough kid, and he don't have a great support system. That's the thing. He's not the first to experience something like this. So I'm sure at that particular school, he's going to have a support system, not just physically, but psychologically. Right. And that's important to keep him, on track to getting back where he needs to be. So that's...
All right,
they
Marvin.
both touched on some amazing points, psychologically, the whole mental aspect of it. The one thing that he's probably not going to have to worry about, like for me, the mental aspect wasn't the issue. The issue was my body wasn't responding because it wasn't fixed. So mentally, I wanted to do it, but physically, I couldn't do it. Right. So, for him having that patience to let the two align is going to be very important. But more than likely, I'm positive he won't have the issue of his body not responding. As long as the body responds, mentally, you can take your time and adjust to it as you're moving along. But, if you're 3-4 months out and your body's still not doing what you want it to do, that's when the mental really starts to drag on you. That's what it was for me. It's like I'm watching everybody else make progress around me, but I'm still sitting here where I was from day one because my body wasn't fixed, so I could never make progress.
You know what though? Honestly, and it kind of sounds far-fetched, if I would discourage him from being on social media too, because you don't want that fan pressure. Man, we want you back, we need you back. And he's a young kid. It's like, oh man, they need me. I need to get back out there. And he tries to rush the process and hurt himself again. That can't happen. So
but you know what? You know what I would do if I was him? Take my time and declare for that draft, because this whole situation has been so crazy this year anyway. So what's the worst that could happen? I would just leave.
Yeah, that's true. And then you bring up another good point. Get on social media. All the chatters are going to start talking about his draft status. What should he do? Is this going to affect his draft status? And he's going to have all types of things swirling around his head. So I completely agree with removing himself from that.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Based on what people have seen him done, personally, I don't think it should affect his draft status. Right. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all.
That's why I say I would leave if I was him. I would just say I'm out.
One more year. I need one more year out. I know I'm being a selfish fan, but I need one more year out. But we probably need you on defense so we can get some tackling done.
I'm gonna get to the defensive side of it. I'm gonna hit one more thing in regards to Jalen and the rest of the season. Of course, David Pollack from ESPN, which I can't stand him, he makes this statement right after it happens in regards to our national title hopes. He says, "I think it's over for Bama." What is your take on that?
You know why he said that?
Because he played at Georgia.
Right, because they can't beat us.
First of all, David Pollack is a hater. He's a Bama hater. He's from Georgia.
Absolutely.
So, of course, he's going to say that. And then he's still sore because we embarrassed him on national TV in front of everybody. So I can understand him saying that. But to me, I mean, yes, you would want a person like Jalen. You need a person like Jalen. But, Michi stepped up. And what's the other guy's name?
Slade Bolden.
He stepped up, man. He did his thing. It's like we didn't skip a beat. I mean, he dropped a pass or two and, the fumble, but you got to understand he's not getting the reps that Jalen had. But he stepped up. Oh, this man beating his kids. This man is beating his kids on him.
No, I agree. our offense seemingly just decided to go right to business. Didn't skip a beat whatsoever. Mac Jones was on point, still dropping dimes, just putting the ball where it needed to be. And everybody just decided, you know what, we're going to handle our business. There wasn't any sulking. There wasn't anyone out of sorts. They just handled their business. And like you said, Steve, John Mechie just had a phenomenal day. And I think he's a guy who's going to be a real difference maker and a star. And we still had Devontae Smith. And now Slade's in the mix too. So I like our chances. I mean, yeah.
Hey, man. Slade, I'm sorry. Slade is doing his thing, man. Slade is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. I mean, he's not Jalen, but he's doing his thing. He's good enough to still make the offense run on all cylinders.
But you know what? But you know the one thing that I wish wouldn't happen though? Slade is doing his thing, but I don't like it when people start saying the offense would be just fine without him. Slade's doing this, Slade's doing that, because of that mental that's going to wear on Jalen, because that's going to affect him at some point. When people keep saying, oh, they're fine without you, they're doing this without you. I'm telling y'all, man, that is the loneliest feeling in the world when you got to watch your teammates playing and you hurt. And when you start,
that's part of the game, though, Marvin. That's part of the game.
Marvin,
next man up.
It's part of the game, but don't discredit him so much to the point to where it's almost like he's completely pushed to the side or forgotten about. I'm not talking about you, Steve. Oh. I'm talking about how people on the media have been acting like.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't just push him so far to the side that he's forgotten.
But the thing is, this is what I'm looking at. You can never replace a Jalen Waddle. That's just hands down. And I think he knows that. And Coach Saban has said that. Yeah. But you got to understand, Alabama's offense is systematic. If you lose somebody, you can replace somebody just as good, or just an inkling of what that person was, and it can still perform. Is he a Jalen Waddle? No, but the system is not created around Jalen Waddle. It's created to make people at those positions succeed. But Jalen Waddle was the best at it.
Mm-hmm. That's why he was the starter.
Exactly. Right. So Slade Bolden, he's not I can't say he's not good. He's good. He's not Jalen Waddle, but he's getting the job done. And that's how the system is working. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think nobody could ever discredit Jalen Waddle.
No. I'm talking about some of the news media people were saying that, oh, they'll be fine without him. They'll just plug the next guy in, acting like he just wasn't this great talent. He is the great talent that he is.
But I mean, that is still kind of true though, right? The game got to go on. Like that's
the game got to go on.
The game got to
act like this man wasn't doing the work. I
don't think that's two different things. It's not about what he is not that he's injured, is that the team and the system runs so well that they have people in place, because anybody can go down anytime. The next man got to step up. Like, so if a team focuses on the greatness of one guy or two or three guys and they fail to prepare their replacements, that's not building legacy. You know what I'm saying? I am a big Patriots. I'm just saying. So I mean,
hear what you're saying, but hold on, no.
But it is not the responsibility of the media to kind of prepare an injured person to get through the process.
You can't tell me that Jalen is not one of those once every 100-year talents, though. I would never say that. I would just say that you can't replace that. You can get somebody to fill a position.
I'm just playing devil's advocate for the media. Because you got to move on.
Marvin, I'm gonna tell you what your problem is right now. I can see it. I can see it.
No, I want to hear this.
I can tell you what your problem is right now. You had an injury, and it took you forgotten for the rest of the year. And what happened is you saw this same thing, and you're feeling the same way you think he probably feels, or how you felt when people are like, "Oh, Bama defense gonna go on," and this and that. That's just the football player in you, and the mental aspect of getting hurt and feeling like you were left behind. It was a huge hole in the defense when you went down. But I understand listening to the media. The thing is, the media got to you, and it's up to Alabama and his friends around him not to let it get to him. So
Right.
I feel you on that. I feel
because at the end of the day, you know what it is, Steve? These are still kids, and you still
Yeah.
got to protect them.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? You got to understand something. The media ain't shit. Excuse my
I
language.
know they not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
So the
But hold
thing is,
on,
the
time
media,
out.
the media,
Time
the
out.
media.
Hold on. Kenny. I think Kenny just came on. Did I just see Kenny name pop up?
He's
What
listening.
up, though?
What up?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Man, coolin', bro. Just got a little break from being super dad, dog.
Hey,
What up,
there you
Kenny?
go.
What's going on, man?
What's up, Steve?
Hey, man, I'm still a fan, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna never stop being one.
That's good. Hey, but yeah, man, as I was saying, the media, you got to understand something. The media doesn't even tell the truth anymore. Because let me tell you something. The communications major is not with the media now. Is not about right or wrong. It's about who's first, and then they'll go back and fix it. So they can say anything about Jalen Water. They can do or how they come across or make him feel. So they don't care as long as they get readers. So the thing is, you know, keep him out of the media, and he'll be fine. I'm honestly, I'm a selfish fan. I hopefully and prayerfully he'll be back by the end of the season or by
Now,
playoff.
hold on. But you know what? When I talk about that feeling, Kenny just got on. Kenny messed his knee up to play before I messed up mine. So we actually went through rehab together. So I know Kenny know what I'm talking about when I talk about that lonely feeling of being hurt and you lose that season and you got to watch everybody else play.
But
That's a lonely season right there. Some of you only want to be around.
Man. So yeah, we're talking about Jalen, how Jalen feels going through this injury right now.
It's hard to say, dog. A guy being a junior, you know what I'm saying? And he the hit guy on the team. That means he can score every time the ball get in his hand. So it's a hard feeling. It's hard for you to understand that feeling unless you're right there in that square. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a football player. It's a player. The injuries come. You just don't know when they come. Just like when you're called to go on.
So question, guys, question. Is he out for the season or is there a chance he might return?
He's out for the year.
Yeah, that's definitely out. I've seen some amazing things. But...
All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm out.
Yeah, I'll be with you, dog. I was the same way on Saturday, bro. I didn't want to hear nobody saying he was out for the season.
I know, man. I know. I was hurt about that.
When you see that play and see that opposite guy body laying on his ankle, you kind of know that, you know what I'm saying, when that body get on that spot, it's only going to be one or two things, you know?
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. I had 2 outs that past Saturday. I didn't hear that he was out for the season because my cable went out, and I had to hear it from somebody else.
I saw it on the field when he took his helmet off and hit the ground.
Well, I'm just glad it didn't look like that.
It was serious.
Now, Kenny, I asked these guys before you came on what they felt his next step was going to be and how he's going to overcome the mental aspect. You know, speaking from your experience, that play we're talking about where Marvin was hurt, you were hurt. I was there in the stands. I saw all
the whole defense. The whole defense was hurt.
It looked like Saving Private Ryan out there. But no, but seriously, from your perspective, how were you able to come back mentally, and physically as well? And what kind of advice do you give Jalen in his recovery process?
Well, speaking from experience, man, getting hurt in my junior year, and I thought my career flashed in front of me. Well, it did. It's just that you got to believe in yourself, man, and let the trainers do their job and pray to the man upstairs and let everything else take care of itself. You can't go out there, worried about an injury, but you at a spot now, and if you want to be back on the field, then you got to do what it takes to get out there.
All right, so question, do y'all think he's coming back next year, or do y'all think he's going to go to the pros?
I think he's leaving.
Yeah, hey, man.
He's top 10, possibly top 5. I seriously doubt he'll be back.
Yeah, dog.
I'm out.
Yeah, I wouldn't come back.
Looking for the end zone.
Looking for that check.
But Steve, the good thing is he may be with Tua next year, so you got to find some kind of happiness in that.
He might be where?
With Tua.
You mean with the Dolphins?
With the Dolphins.
I'm out. Well, hey man, but you know what? It's a shame. I'm speaking on behalf of the fans. It's a shame that the Alabama fans, can't see this guy's potential for the rest of the year. He made Alabama football so much fun to watch. I just watched the offense. That's it. I just watched Alabama to watch the offense. That's it. Just the offense.
That's very understandable.
Just the offense.
Yeah, that's very understandable right there.
Yeah, just the offense.
Yeah. I'm a defensive player, and I be looking for 1-7.
Yeah, I watched the offense. That's it. What about you, Martin?
If Kenney was watching him, that's good. Because I'm telling you, we used to be on the field. Kenney was doing whatever he wanted to do. We got a blitz call. Kenny's supposed to be in the A gap. Kenney all the way out there in the C gap. Like, Kenney, you just gonna let him kill me, huh?
I knew that was coming.
See, it's different, and it's different and when that ball is snapped and you hearing these big guys talk. So if they talking about going to your gap and they flowing that way, I think I like my chances of shooting that gap and messing up that offense,
Hey, y'all see how many times this man left me exposed? Hey, he stayed leaving me unexposed out there.
I'm trying to get my name in the paper 245.
Okay, so Kenney and Marvin, since y'all doing all this and y'all was doing what the hell y'all want to do back in the day, and y'all was stopping people, maybe the defensive players should just do what the hell they want to do and stop some people.
Now, if you did that, now if a player did that, he had to screw up that play. If not, then you're gonna get cussed out going to the sideline.
Right. You better have made a play if you was out there winging it.
So that means the whole defense get cussed out every Saturday then, pretty much every play.
Yeah. They need to be cussed out the way they've been playing.
Even before the play, even before they think about putting their hand in the dirt, they getting cussed out.
You're right. And the coach already over there with his eyeballs, he already probably didn't see you because he know you're going to make that move, probably. But he got to cuss you out just to save his butt, though, because the head coach looking at him.
Man, Kenney, how much does it bother you watching that defensive front now not being able to get pressure, get out physicaled, and not getting any sacks? Because that just didn't happen. You see, when you and Marvin play, people were scared to come in the trenches. Now, not so much.
Well, I think they're young, man. You had big boy 9-9 left last year. I just think they're young, bro. I don't know what else to say about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do.
Ain't everybody young when they play college football?
They all played last year.
They're all young.
Everybody young, right?
Yeah, they're kids, man.
No. Hey, man, I'm going to say it. Y'all see, I know y'all don't want to say it. Y'all to be politically correct. It starts from the top down. Number one, they ain't physical. They getting pushed around. They're not getting penetration. And they are now, when they do get in a position to make the tackle, they miss the damn tackle. Come on, man. Let's call it like we see it.
Yeah,
it's like, look, hey, man, they had the Tennessee quarterback. But this is the part that made me take off all my clothes and run downtown and back.
Yeah. Wait. We're not gonna see that on Instagram, are we?
You might. When they had Jared Guarantano or whatever his name is,
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, for like 10 yards, and he ran through at least 7 players. Come on, man, that's not Alabama football, man. That made me lose my damn mind, bro. And he ran through all these guys, and he is slow as crap and got a first down. Come on, man. Come on now. And then get punished.
I just think this year was a kind of it was kind of bang year for everybody. So you really didn't get the time that you really get in the off season to get yourself. I couldn't say mentally prepared in college, just to go be a dog. You feel me? Because you ain't got them reps that you normally get in practice.
Well, you know what? I agree, but I disagree because I'm gonna tell you something. Watch how Georgia played us. We beat them, but they were hitting. They were getting to the ball. Yeah. Us, man, we do. I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I see, and maybe you see it too, Kenney. Have you noticed that our defensive players are not hitting? They are reaching to try to strip the ball instead. And then when they make contact, the ball carrier always gets at least 3 or 4 yards after the contact. Why? Because they are trying to strip the ball instead of hit people.
You know what they need to start doing?
Shooting?
Nah, hey, look, hey, Alvin can attest to this. Alvin,
Yeah.
you remember we was in high school, Coach Buzz used to have us doing this drill called power blocking. No offensive line, no defensive line, right?
Right.
The running backs lined up at normal depth. The linebackers lined up at normal depth. All they doing is snapping the ball. With nothing between us but an opportunity. We full speed ahead downhill. You talking about separating the men from the boys.
Hey, I think 2-8 a little too. I think he ain't always himself, Mosley.
No, I agree with that.
And he got to be the headhunter of the defense.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Either, you know what I mean? He need to be playing bigger.
Hey, man, I'm telling you something, man. I really believe Mosley is concentrating on he's playing not to get hurt, bro. Because the Mosley I used to watch, he was a headhunter. Now, man, he's tipping, he missing gaps, he doing, and he out there reaching, man. Y'all, come on, man.
You gotta get that out your mind that you're gonna get hurt because you know when that ball is people moving out there. You gotta get that out your mind.
Right.
All right, real quick, guys. At this point in our show, we start taking callers. Matter of fact, we got somebody on the line right now, so I'm gonna let them in real quick. Let's see.
If it's my mama, don't do it. I'm supposed to be at the stove.
Hey, you're on the Constant and Riley show. Welcome in. Tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Oh, hello. This is my name's Mike, and I'm calling from Syracuse, New York.
Oh, wow. All the way up from New York.
Hey, man. Hey, Syracuse, why y'all didn't beat Clemson this weekend?
Oh, no. You can joke about Syracuse as much as you want. I went to Alabama. Don't care about no SU Orange.
That's what I like to hear.
That's a garbage program as far as I'm concerned.
Understand.
Well, what questions do you have for any of these gentlemen right here? We have some good ones here with us.
Oh, for two questions for anybody that wants to answer. Before we got to the questions, though, just wanted to say, love the show. Found it on Facebook. You bring in some awesome guests, and I just love the banter back and forth. So I appreciate it. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So first question, I'll stick to an offensive question. Hopefully nobody has asked it so far, and I know it's a big topic everyone's been talking about, but I just got to hear it. So with the injury to Jalen Waddle, who do you expect on the wide receiver side, freshman that I don't know about, to step up?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, you go ahead, Steve.
I don't know of any freshmen, but again, Slade Bolden, that's his name, right? He's doing, from what I saw, he's doing a phenomenal job. He's not Jalen, but he's doing a great job.
Who is that, 18?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he got some secure hands.
The white boy, just say it. The white boy that run like a brother. Him. Yeah, the white boy. He got wheels on him.
Yeah, he got solid hands, but we need some nitro in his legs, man.
I want to know who named him. I want to know who named him Slade Bolden. That sounds like old Flintstone's name, man.
Yeah.
So he got a job at a rock quarry.
Yeah, Slade Bolden is stepping up. He's doing a good job.
All right. Anybody else want to take that one?
I don't like talking about offense.
Okay. Well, I'll answer that. Then we'll go on to the next question he's got. I agree, Steve. Slade Bolden is that guy. Well, John Mechie 1 is going to be the wide receiver 1, I think. I feel like he's going to be that next dynamic guy. And he's going to take us to the next level. But as far as wide receivers 3, definitely going to be Slade. Love what I saw for him. Great hands, like Kenney said. He's got some quicks too, man. I wasn't expecting all that.
Yeah, and, I need to see him ohm up. You know, get a little somebody on the sideline and ohm up.
Hold on, Justin. You being racist? What you mean you wouldn't expect that white boy to be fast? What you trying to say?
He used to play quarterback, man. I'm saying I wasn't expecting a former quarterback to be that fast.
Oh no, you saying because he a white boy? No, we're really not.
Well, I'm Irish, so I'm not going to say it. All right, Mike. What's your second question?
Appreciate that first answer, guys. Appreciate it. So I don't know who responded, but defense. It's what I love to talk about too. So it's just exciting. So my question was, No, this past week was the second time that we failed to record a sack in a game this year. The fact that we're not getting sacks, is that a problem, or do you think we're still finding enough pressure to, keep up with, being able to get to that quarterback and create havoc so we can improve our defense?
Let me start this answer off, and then I'll let the rest of y'all jump on. It's definitely a problem when you can't get sacks and you play the amount of man-to-man coverage that we play. No DB can cover for that long. You cannot give quarterbacks that much time to throw the ball. If we don't get sacks, the deeper we get into the season, I think it's going to become more of a problem. That's all I got.
All right, so with me, I'm gonna ask this question to Kenney. Kenney, you play D-line, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I've heard something. I just want you to correct me on it or educate me on it. Is it a thing of hand placement or hip placement or whatever, depending? Because from what I'm seeing with the D-line, they're just kind of bumping and placing hands and not really turning their hips to get to the quarterback. They're just like, okay, let me just wrestle with you, and then we're gonna see what happens.
Hey, Steve, before Kenney answer this though, Kenney had a different type of hips. We used to be at the CC. Kenney used to be in there doing the percolator, everything else.
Boy, I know you ain't believe that. Boy, don't believe that.
Hey, Kenney, I wasn't gonna say that, but I have seen you twerk once or twice back in the day. I was like, is that
Man, I'm talking about I might have slid once to the right, once to the left. I'm done.
And Marvin, while he was twerking, he was looking back.
I actually.
So answer that question for me, bro. Answer that question.
Well, I think the defense, once again, I said earlier, they're young. And when you're young, you're going to normally put your hands on the guy. You're going to put both of them on there. And when you do that, that's what the offensive lineman wants. So he can have better time to grab you because you got both of your hands on him. Now, when you put both of your hands on him, you got to be swiveling those hips. So
and I don't think the hips being swiveled. That's what I think.
That's what I'm saying. The offensive lineman stalemated them. They can't do nothing. That's why we need that small guy to get on around some of these big guys and just call some back there.
So basically, we need to start blitzing more to compensate for the lack of pressure. That's what it boils down to.
And sir, to answer your question, we just need a D coordinator. That's it. Do you know how to coach defense, sir?
I was trying to ask a nice question, but the truth came back out.
Do you have any experience in defense, little league, middle school? But whatever, just bring it to Bama. We got you.
He said little league.
Well, with that kind of resume, he could go coach the Browns.
I think we need more anybody on defense than anybody else right now. God.
Well, my question is, though, watching them from the physical aspect, what's up with this strength coach who's supposed to be the state-of-the-art guy that we got from Indiana? I mean, I'm not seeing any kind of anything from it. And
Justin, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
One of the things I talked about in my book is don't get caught up in the flashy, fancy, new technology, new bells and whistles. Working out is working out at the end of the day. Either you strong and you got endurance, or you don't. No matter what type of program you pull out, the bands would either you strong and you have muscle endurance, or you don't. Quit getting caught up in the flashy, fancy new. Ooh, let's see what.
Yeah.
Yep. I tried that before. I tried that fashion and flashy stuff before I got Marvin Book. I had titties. I got Marvin Book. I still got titties, but I'm just saying.
Man, and he started working the pole too, didn't you, Steve? What was your stage name? What was your stage name? Wasn't it Velvet Thunder?
Why?
I was a stripper. My stage name was Love Handles. But go ahead.
But I will tell you this though, and Alvin can attest to it. Even in high school, we had a 400-pound bench press club. We had a 600-pound squat club in high school. So again, you don't have to have this fancy technology and get caught up with all these bells and whistles to produce great athletes. We had them in high school. You know, a lot of us left high school stronger than the majority of the guys we were playing against in college from the moment we walked on campus.
Absolutely.
I would say that, and Coach Cochran, he didn't have all this stuff. He just hollered at you and just said, lift this, lift that. That's it. That's it. But now Bama is getting pushed around on the defensive front. We all see that.
Now, I like to add something to that. When I first saw that dude Cochran, if I could have had that mouth in the locker room or that mouth, because sometimes you need that as an athlete because things do get hard.
Yeah.
And if he had that voice, you know what I'm saying? That not that he getting on you, he's just getting you to reach deep. Now it's hard to replace that. Them guys had something that gave them a little extra thump while that guy was down there. I actually saw that with my eyes. You kind of need that as a player, and it brings a little to your team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just hype. It's just once you go out there, it's time to hit heads, and if somebody gonna yell at the right time while your marble's going, then you're gonna be ready to go.
Absolutely. Mike, we appreciate the questions, man. Thank you for giving us a call. I hope that we gave you a great answer. I think you got several great ansers. So, but
hell yeah, roll tide.
Roll
Tide.
Mike, before you go, you didn't call us collect, did you?
No, I saw the number, called in.
Okay, because this is a startup show. We trying to do something. So don't call collect. Maybe when we get rolling.
No, he went out and got a straight talk phone for this.
Okay,
that's right.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Roll Tide. Hey, Alvin, I gotta know, man. I know you're a little bit older than Marvin was. You know, coming up in high school. What was the competition like between you and him at Central?
There was no competition, bro.
That mic just fell. Nobody trip on that mic. It fell.
Next question.
Can you say that again for the listeners in the back?
No competition. Next question.
Well, then I'll ask the same question. I'll ask the same question next of Kenney and Marvin. What was y'all's competition like? And can you point out any time that Marvin left you hanging?
No, I can't say that. I was just, once again, I don't know, man. It's hard to say when your mind going a lot of places out there. You're hearing the offensive lineman talking. You know your linebackers got the call, but you know the offensive lineman just said something 2 plays ago. So that means you know the block. So I might say, yeah, I'm going to tell myself, yeah, I'm probably going to get cussed out going to the sideline. And that was just the hard part for me, just understanding having a grown man cussing at me. And I just made the play. I just messed up the offense in the backfield. So it's kind of, and I wanted a linebacker that was behind me to thump heads, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that. We had some sideline players, you know.
Who were you afraid to hear from the most when you got back to that sideline? Which coach?
Who was I afraid to hear from most?
From the most, yeah, that was going to let you have it, that you just didn't want to hear it.
Depends on what year it was.
Yeah, I guess a great answer there, Marvin.
that is true.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I don't know, man. Went from, what's his name that went to Auburn? Ellis Johnson?
Ellis Johnson.
Yeah, Ellis. Yeah. But I was talking more about Jackie Shipp.
Yeah, I was about to name him next. Yeah, Jackie Shipp, man. I don't know what that guy was doing, man. I don't know. He was dipping stuff too, and they were landing in my face, and I didn't know how to take that.
So y'all never got talked to or taken out by Dennis Franchione? I'm just saying, or whatever his name is that came. What was his name? Was that his name? Dennis Franchione?
I got a story about Franchione. I met him in the stairway when he first got there. He came down the stairs and he had the audacity with his 3 little dudes. I forgot who they were. He asked me who I was. Man, I done gave my body up for 3-4 years. Man, you asking me who am I on these stairs? Who the hell are you?
How long was he at Bama for? Like a week?
I thought it was like 20 minutes. No, that was Mike Price. My bad.
Mike Price. That's what I'm thinking about. Mike Price.
Yeah.
Mike Price got sold by them demons down there, them white demons down there, boy.
Hey man, Mike Price took me to the strip club. And I wasn't even on the team.
He got that top shelf drinks too there with the university credit card. Oh, I'm not supposed to say
chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Hey, look, one time I went and met Kenney in New Orleans when he was playing for the Saints, right? So I get up with him and Charles Grant. Him and Charles say we about to go get something to eat. We was at Legion Field on Sunday, so we finna go get some. I said, all right, cool. We going to get something to eat. We go to this chicken place, right? Now it's just 3 of us, right? Why they didn't order 100 whole wings? Listen, man, y'all fat, man. What is y'all
taste, man? It's man.
3 of us, and y'all ordered 100. The people looking at us like, y'all really finna eat 100 whole wings?
Marv, you gotta remember, man, for all those years that Kenny's eating those wings at Burke Hall, he had to make up for it.
But Justin, 3 people, 100 whole wings. I mean, I might be good for 5, maybe 6.
Man,
what
I
about
like
another
leftovers,
94?
man.
Nah, that sounds like my kids.
So Kenny, both you and Marvin turned down Florida, and can you talk about what made you choose Alabama over Florida? Because I know Marvin used to be a closet Florida fan, and I know they pursued you pretty hard, and at that time they were pretty good competing for titles. So what made you feel like Bama was home?
The Citizens Club.
All right, next question.
It was just, I don't know, man. It wasn't too well. I was a mama's boy, bro. When I promised Alabama I was gonna take that last visit to them, and I actually had Coach Dubose and Florida State head coach on the line, but I promised Coach Dubose I'd make that visit, and my dad always told me to keep my word, man. So I had to keep my word. You know what I mean?
No, I completely understand
Plus, it was Michael Myers. I had already told myself I wanted to play next to that guy after that guy at JUCO and came to Alabama and did that. So that really got me.
Man.
But did you ever go to the Citizens Club?
Yeah, I went one time, I think, with a crutch.
Yeah, I think he went more than one time. He probably still got a mason jar sitting in the kitchen.
But I tell you, if I went through there, I stayed right there by the bar, dog. People watched everybody move.
That was one of the recruiting requirements to go to Bama. You got to go to the Citizens Club.
Right then, we went out hanging out doing too many barbecues then. So we had to meet up somewhere.
I hear you. So how did football prepare you guys for the next stages of your careers? Kenny, I'll start with you. How did your time at Alabama prepare you for the NFL and beyond?
Just playing in the SEC, my answer, dog. I feel like I was in the NFL then, Been a part of the SEC, I think you're in the NFL right then because you're playing against big guys, fast guys, smart guys. So you're getting 4 years of what the next stage will be, Right.
Well, what about you, Alvin? How'd that prepare you for the next chapter in your life?
Now, I want to hear this because I want to know how football translates to music because I played football damn good. I still can't hit a note. So help me out right now.
Man, now see, I played at Alabama in my heart, but I had physically played at Sanford University. You know what I'm saying? So go Bulldog. But it's the discipline, man. It's the process, the discipline, that helps me as an entrepreneur because, like I said, I run my own business. And, what I learned about teamwork, like putting a band together, I really run it like a football team, and one of the things I said earlier, when we're talking about next man up, like I've had to run my bands the same way. I always keep first, second, third string, and I call them that. Like, you my first string keyboardist, right? So I know if my man go down or something happens, I got the next man up. The band got to go on. So just being a part of playing football and understanding team structure, having a playbook, running a system that wins, helps me, manage my bands, helps me manage my own musical career, just from the discipline and the process, just having a process to run your business and staying at it. You know what I mean? Being an artist, singing, of course, going from tackling people, that tenacity, bringing that to the music game because it's a rough business, you know what I mean? And you have to stay at it, and I've been at it 20 years since college. So I'm, excited about, just being here tonight and just looking at you guys who actually had a chance to play for Bama. I just lived in the city, you know what I mean?
Hey, Justin, what Alvin is saying is he literally beats on his band members. That's what he's telling you.
Oh, so you Joe Jackson.
Alvin be beating his band members' ass. Don't let Alvin
What?
be
Chris
beating
talking.
the hell. Hey, the next show, interview his trombone player. He'll tell you everything. I'm telling you. Trombone player is the one that always snitch. Alvin be beating on them damn people. Yeah.
I know. He's like, he
That's
keeps
it.
calling me Marlon.
That's it.
Alvin, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who was the favorite artist that you've ever worked with? What was that defining moment like for you with that artist?
I'll say the R&B artist Joe.
Joe, okay.
Joe, man.
Yeah.
In terms of just like that's one of those artists where when you working on your demos and everything, you're like, man, I bet you my song would sound really good if he was singing it, right? And so around 2012 was when I was first able to work with him and get a song on the radio, a song called I'd Rather Have a Love that kind of went top 5 on the charts. So that was sort of my, as a songwriter, for me, that was the big deal because it was somebody who I imagined myself writing for or imagine singing my music. So as a songwriter, man, that's always that one thing you want to happen is one of your favorite artists to sing your song.
Well, Alvin, I got a question, Alvin. Why was Ruben sorry in 2004? What did he do?
Was he just sorry in 2004?
Yeah, he said he was sorry in 2000. Oh my God. He said he was sorry in 2004. We all want to know what the hell he was sorry for because he never told us what he was sorry for.
I'm just saying, was he? I need to quit. I was just asking, was he just sorry in 2000?
I don't know.
No,
Hey, listen.
I took that a little bit different, but you know.
No,
Hey, man.
I'm kidding.
Alvin, I'm trying to talk to you about working with Kelly Rowland, man. What was that like?
I didn't really get a chance to work with her on, in person. I wish I would have had the chance, but most of the work I've done,
Man, you
I probably
probably
wouldn't
could
have got much done. But
Hey,
probably should
fellas,
have.
look at that lion look. I did.
You probably should have convinced her not to take the acting job in Freddy versus Jason. Man, that was.
Oh,
awesome.
hell no.
I mean, come on, man. I wanted Jason to go ahead and end her in that movie, but that's but great singer. Alvin, I gotta ask you something though. Your career in music came rather unexpectedly. As a matter of fact, it wasn't the route you initially had in mind. One day you're making music with Ruben Studdard on the side. Next thing you know, he wins American Idol, and you're on the road with him. Can you go through that process of how your career just jumped off and how it progressed from there?
You finna turn this thing into unsung, ain't you? Go ahead.
well,
Uh-oh. Oh shit.
well, I will say, I always tell my side of the story. You know what I mean?
Oh hell, here we go.
No, straight up, because I left my job first, right? In 2002, I left corporate America to start the band, the music of it, the business of it, and Ruben followed me, right? And it was because of me stepping out on faith and doing my thing, and him coming with me that he was in a position to even try out for that. And it's a long story, but it's a lot of when I played a role in that, right? And I think when we relate to football, oftentimes the support players really don't get this enough, right?
Right.
That position the guys to be the stars, right? The offensive linemen, the D linemen, the guys that put the LBs in the position to make the big hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kennedy didn't do that, but we understand.
Right. But I was that guy. I was that guy that was the support player that in my opinion, I don't think that would have ever happened had I not been in the position I was in to kind of make way for him to be where he needed to be. And so that's a part that I tell to encourage people. Like, you never know, like, even if when you're not the one in the lights, do your job, right? Your job, hit your gap. You feel what I'm saying?
So do y'all still work together?
Not as much. I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm gonna start myself, so I ain't got time.
I like that.
I feel.
But I had to work to get here. You know what I'm saying? It was a process for me. You know what I mean? I had to play that role of being the musician, the musical director, the producer, the writer, to become the artist and having my own platform. So like,
That don't sound like you kind of a star to me. It sounds like you a star, brother. You doing your thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that's what I try to tell people, especially because that's two different stories. You know what I mean? It's one going from zero to hero, and then there's one going from zero to hero over time. You know what I mean? And having a process, and my ball players know that. You might be a freshman coming out of high school feeling like, oh, I'm the best in the world, but then you step up against these college boys and you starting all the way over. You know what I'm saying? And you got to stay.
Alvin, I get what you're saying, but my question is, I see where you're going with this, but why you had to wear your shirt with your arms out? I know it's football night, but you just want to show people your arms. I know what you're doing, Alvin.
Well, you know, I'm trying to recruit. I'm trying to keep up with Marvin. I'm trying to keep up with Marvin.
Oh, how did I get in this? I get it.
Hey man, hey look, I got the book. I had to stop reading it on page 69 when it said rub yourself down daily with oil. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
I had to stop reading it, bro.
Man,
Look,
Steve, man.
rub yourself down daily with baby oil. I'm like, hell no.
Steve, I gotta be honest, man. I didn't even make it that far. When I opened up to chapter 2, all of a sudden I heard Keith Sweat start playing from out of nowhere. I had to close the book.
He said Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
Hey, Kennedy, don't you get in this foolishness?
I'm listening, dog.
Hey,
Don't get it. Don't get
Kennedy. Hey, Marvin book come with background music. I'm like, what the hell?
Sticking with that, Steve, I want to know your story. You know, we really didn't talk about it last time you were on. Can you take us through your journey and your rise to fame?
Man, actually, man, I'm a student of the game, played a little football, coach or whatever, tried to walk on at Troy and got my ankle turned all the way around. And I just like, that was it. That was it for me.
Ooh,
left it alone, but football was my first love. I mean, a lot of people know that. So I decided to just leave it alone. And I went on to Stillman College. And I was always just a guy that just loved laughing, having a good time. And Ricky Smiley, he came to the school and he was doing his thing and I was hosting for him. And I didn't know what I was doing. He was like, man, you want to start doing comedy. And so from there on, I just started going on the road with them. You know, I was the new guy, so I would have to, you know, take them all over the nation, not getting paid, just getting the exposure, you know what I'm saying? And just staying disciplined or whatever, and it kind of snowball. And now, you know, I'm still ain't shit, but you know, I'm still working it
out. You crazy, boy.
Yeah, man, but actually, man, I'm going back to what Alvin said, man. It takes a lot of discipline, man, because people don't realize, man, it's politics and everything. And the fun part about our business as professional entertainers is actually being on stage. Off stage, you might see a fight, you might see all that occasionally because the business is so cutthroat, and it's just like anything else. A lot of political stuff, and you just gotta sustain it and stay grounded and stay disciplined. And that's why I've been able to, you know, do what I do for over 25 years. You know, I ain't shit for 25 years, but
hold on. I got a question though. When you were talking about fights, whatever happened to the dude who attacked you with the mic stand?
Man, let me tell you, man.
I wanted to ask that, but I didn't know if I could yet.
No,
I'm asking.
He's back in prison. And the thing is, man, yeah, look, what happened was people need to know this story. Okay, now Marvin, I box a little bit. I do all that. You know what I'm saying? Try to stay in shape. You know, and actually, I was on stage. Nobody was heckling the guy. He wasn't heckling me. He was laughing his ass off. Okay, so next thing you know, he jumps up and just start looking in his face, and I asked him, dude, you okay? And his girl put her hand on his shoulder and he socked her, and everybody just started fighting. People thought he was literally at me, but he was attacking everybody. So my thing is, you know, when he got on stage, I'm like, okay, I don't want to hit this dude because I don't want to get sued or whatever, this and that. But you know, I trained for boxing a little bit, and I was trying to, you saw me, I was getting away from him. But what happened was, when he threw that mic stand on that bar stool, I didn't train for that part. And it got me. But yeah, man, he was out, man, on I think parole. He had just got released from prison 3 days before he went to the club, and he was high, and he was severely, I think, bipolar. He had mental issues, and yeah, he was so they just locked him back up, man. And actually, I talk to the guy every once in a while, man, and sometimes you want to find out a person's story and find out why they did what they did. But we've been in contact, man, and he's a pretty good dude. I mean, I know he's good right now because he can't get to me, but
you gonna invite him to your next show when he get out?
Hey man, I promised him that I would help him and his family when he get out of jail. He gets out probably in like another 6 to 8 years, and I mean, I'm gonna stick with that promise because you never know what people are going through, man. Again, right. He was mentally challenged, man. He said he just lost his daughter. He had been drinking, and then he's severely bipolar. So he just something in there made him snap. But of course, me being a comedian, you would think that when you hear the story, you're like, oh, Steve was on him and he got mad. That wasn't even the case. But sometimes you gotta let people think what they want to think.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, speaking on those same lines, can each of you talk about who served as mentors to you throughout your career, and how you're paying it forward now?
Who served as mentors for me?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
That's a big question, dog. I don't know, dog. Like I said, when I went to college, bro, I was a people watcher, bro, and I actually had the ability to get drafted out of high school for baseball, but I wanted to stay close to mom, so that's why I went to Bama along with one to play with besides Mike Myers. But I was just a country boy, just wanted to be in the candy jar, dog. I didn't want to be at the top. I didn't want to be at the bottom. I just wanted to be in it to experience the life, you know what I mean? And let everything else come from it, you know what I mean? I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for all the attention. I didn't ask for all the money. I just wanted to be humble and thankful through it, you know what I'm saying? And that don't come with a number, It don't come with a set number, because I just want to be able to help people throughout my life, you know what I mean? So as a big-hearted guy, man, I'm getting exactly what I asked for as a young man, you know what I mean? I tell all the kids to play all the sports, because you never know what the Lord gonna bless you with. If you can play all three, football, and baseball, the clock strikes 12. If you start going into the next stage, do you know that's the path the Lord wants you to be on? So even though I love baseball, I stuck with football, bro. And I really tried to get away from football when I was at Bama my third year, but I got hurt. And that was a year he was gonna let me slide over there and play with the team, but I was too far into my football dream then,
Right.
My mentor,
man, I was just thankful just to have a lot of country people looking at me every Saturday that I was doing something positive, man. That was my drive, Yeah.
I think for me, my mentor had to be Coach Kelvin Kroom. He's Reverend Kroom. I don't know if y'all know him, heard of him. But he was always a mentor for me. That's when I was trying to do the football thing at Central. He was more than a coach. He's a really good man, the whole Kroom family. So I think with him, Dr. Eddie B. Thomas, and I mean, just a lot of people who came into my life from the Tuscaloosa community, man, who didn't even want recognition. They were just really family oriented, and they helped me keep my head on and help me stay grounded. And of course, my grandfather, the late Elder Frank McMullen, those were people who really played a very, very special point in my life. They really were. They were very great in my life.
Well, for me, my dad, Alvin Garrett, number one, he's a pastor, coal miner, just a great husband, man. You know what I mean? And an encouraging man. He was a bodybuilder, actually, before I, kind of came into the world. He was a professional bodybuilder.
Did he get this book?
No, he didn't need that one. But my dad was the first one who started teaching me discipline, got me into karate before football, put me in the gym at a young age. But mostly he built me up. You know what I'm saying? It made me believe that I could do anything that I put my mind to, and taught me about faith and dreaming. And he was always there pushing me. And still to this day, one of my biggest fans with my music. So I got to say that my dad has been, he's still my pastor as well. So that one person has been consistent all my life as my mentor. So I always have to shout out Pops, AG number one.
You got past reading all over you though, bro. I said, when you mentioned, I said, that boy preaching somewhere in the family, somebody preaching.
Hey, but my question is, does he still get tithes from you? You get tired.
Absolutely.
Man.
Oh yeah.
But y'all know what though? I'm gonna tell y'all something real. I've been knowing Alvin and his family for almost 30 years. Every time I seen his mom, more than likely I would see his dad. When you say a family unit and being supportive, because me and his younger brother, Dante, we actually graduated high school together. So we played Little League together. So I would always see them at our games from the earliest of age, from Little League to middle school to high school. And again, every time I seen mom, I more than likely would always see dad, man. So you talking about a family unit. I mean, if I could say a family that looked like the Huxtables, you know, I would give it to your mom and dad. No, for real. I'm being serious, man.
No.
Yeah.
You never, very rarely did you see one without the other.
Yeah. And they just made 45 years this past on the 25th. So family.
Hey, Marvin, can you use another analogy? Don't say the Huxtables, because you see
not the Huxtables. Okay. Well, you know what I'm talking about, man.
Say the Jeffersons or somebody.
But Alvin understands what I'm saying, and you know it was actually funny.
Yeah,
Alvin, did you see all those pictures that I put on Facebook that I actually found of your mom and your dad with your brother when we were in high school?
No, you just recently did that?
That was back in March. Oh, they're all over my Facebook.
I gotta go check that out.
I put so many pictures of your mom and dad on my Facebook with your brother. It was at least 10 pictures of your mom and dad on my Facebook from March.
Ooh,
yes.
I'm glad you keep saying dad, because you sound like I put so many pictures of your mom on Facebook. Okay, let me say dad. You almost scared me, brother. Man, you almost scared me.
Hey, look. Hey, Alvin. And then one of the pictures is actually of me, you, and Dante holding that 6A state championship trophy at our championship.
Come on.
I put them all up there. You in them.
I know. Now remind me, you were on, didn't you play offense when I was there, or you weren't on defense when I played?
I played fullback when you was in school.
All right, I thought so.
Yeah.
All right, before we go to the next part of our show, and that's predictions, can each of you go around the room and tell us about your greatest moments in each of your careers?
Please don't ask Steve that, because I don't even want to know what the answer going to sound like.
Well, actually, that's what the audience wants to know. I'll start with you, Kenny, since Steve ain't allowed to go first.
I didn't hear you. What you think the greatest moment in our careers?
Yeah, like your top moment in your mind, not just what we as the fans saw, but to you, what was your special moment?
You don't want to hear Alvin's answer either. We're professional entertainers. You don't want to hear our answers.
Alvin said, "Don't put him in that bus with you."
You was in the bus with me that night, when you, Alvin? You remember that night?
It's fuzzy.
Yeah, the special moment for me, man, was always another one is just, knowing that, I can hear my name called and seeing my mom happy out there game, bro. That was it for me, dog.
Yeah.
Just even start from high school, I didn't want to look in the paper, but to hear the phone ring, knowing somebody was calling and saying your son was in the paper, that was enough to see the smile on her face. So the repayment of that, what I'm saying, that day, your name being called in the draft, dog, was just, you just want to give it all to her, what I'm saying? Your father too, but your father, most of a man that want to sit back and watch a son do the right thing for his mother. The father just want to grasp all of it, you know what I mean? And know that he was the start of it. So it's just, being from a small town and seeing my family happy, and that was it for me, bro. And that was it for me to the end of the days, when I let it go with professional ball, bro. It was just, they was able to see me doing something positive, bro. That was it.
Cool.
Well, I'll go next. In 2015, I independently released a song called By Myself. And I've never been signed by a record label. Everything I've ever done has been independent. And that record was a big challenge for me to just get on the radio and push. Fast forward to 2019, I was in Jackson, Mississippi. And after I performed the song, there was this man ran through the stands, and he jumped the fence and said, "I had to meet you." And he said, "Man, you saved my life. You saved my life." And I'm like, okay. And he said, "Man, I had the gun cocked. I was ready to end my life. And then your song came on the radio. You saved my life." And in that moment, it was like the weight of my whole career came down on me, that everything I've ever done mattered that much to get my song played at that moment that actually literally saved a person's life. So for me, that moment sticks out as showing that, you know, your hard work really, that what you do matters in the world. So for me, and I've had a lot of great moments, but that's one that really, really sticks out to me.
Hey, but Justin, but he ain't
Yeah.
tell you his next 4 songs cause riots. But look,
I was hoping he was going to clear up some of those TMZ
yeah,
stories.
yeah. Shoot the club up. Shoot the club up. Okay. Hey, you know what? Mine is me using my gift to help others. Like Alvin, I was able to have my own scholarship fund, and right now I have 7 scholarship funds at 7 at 7 HBCUs, and that to me is just that's just fascinating, man. And my long-term goal is to have the Steve Brown Scholarship at all the HBCUs in America. So, man, I'm on my way with that, and it's going well, man. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've ever done, man, as far as just giving back, man. That's huge to me.
Absolutely. I
I
appreciate
stripped
y'all.
one time. I stripped one time too. I stripped one time at a nursing home.
I heard about that, man. Your best performance yet.
Yes.
Man, I appreciate y'all sharing all the stories, man. Pretty awesome. Now let's shift to predictions. So we're gonna go around the room. Kenny, we'll start with you, and then we'll get to Steve, and then Alvin, and then Marvin, and we're gonna pick these games this weekend. All right, starting out with number 7 Cincinnati versus Memphis.
I'm gonna go with Memphis.
Oh, an upset. All right, Steve.
I ain't watching it. I'm going with Cincinnati.
Okay, Alvin.
I'm gonna go with this app my kids showed me called Tiny Decisions. When you really don't know who to pick, just pop it in Tiny Decisions. It'll pick it for you.
Nice. Oh, nice. What's Tiny Decisions telling you?
Oh, it says Cincinnati. There we go. Cincinnati.
Okay.
Tiny decision.
That's a plug for sponsorship right there. All right, Marvin.
I'm gonna go with Memphis. Shout out to my dog Ken Irvin, former Memphis DB, longtime Buffalo Bill, great friend of mine, man. He's Memphis to his heart, so I'm gonna rock with Ken in Memphis.
Cool. All right, next up, number 6 Oklahoma State versus Texas.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
Cool.
Me,
Steve?
I'm going with Oklahoma State as well. Texas is awful this year. Inconsistent.
Yeah. And me, I'm gonna ride with my 2 guys. I ain't seen either one of them. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Oklahoma State. Shout out to my dog, one of our former high school teammates, Jay Jones. He was DB coach at Oklahoma State for a lot of years under Van Gundy. Did a lot of great work there. So on the strength of Jay Jones, who's now at Indiana, who's actually ranked finally.
That's our Jason Jones? My Jason Jones?
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, Jay, he's at Indiana now. Yeah, they just cracked the polls.
Okay. He's 96.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Number 3 Ohio State versus number 18 Penn State. I know this game lost a little bit because Penn State went down to Indiana last week, but either way, who y'all got?
I think I got Ohio State, even though they're gonna be a good matchup.
I got Ohio State because Penn State doesn't look the same. I understand it was a long layoff, but it just don't look good right now to me. So I got Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ohio State as well. So hopefully they won't start off as slow as they did last week because they cost me money that first half. So,
But Ohio State don't play nobody for real. Y'all know that.
Really?
nobody.
I mean, you should call it the Big One. And that's pretty much what
Pretty much.
it boils down to. Number 9 Wisconsin versus Rutgers.
Wisconsin.
I don't know, man. Rutgers looked pretty good last week.
They really did.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm gonna throw it up in there. I'm gonna say Rutgers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Can you see it spinning? Can you see it spinning? Tiny decisions. Can you? Rutgers.
Oh, the Scarlet Knights. We got 2 back-to-back. Marvin.
I'm gonna take Wisconsin and say maybe, just maybe, they'll pull it off.
All right. Looks like newly revamped Michigan at number 13 versus their rival Michigan State.
I'm going with Michigan. They're up on a lot fire hardball, so I'm going with Michigan.
Hey man, Michigan has been revamped every damn year. Okay, so I'm gonna go. It don't even matter who I look. I'm going with both of them. A tie. Shit.
What you there for?
Oh man, good. Let's take Michigan on this one.
Me personally, I'm going to take Michigan State. Although Harbaugh might be calling you, Alvin, soon to shoot another music video or something, because you know he stays shooting music videos. I'm starting to think that's what he's more concerned about than winning games. So
I'm with it.
All right, number 5, Georgia versus Kentucky.
Georgia.
Even though Kentucky has a lot of tricks up their sleeves, I'm taking Georgia, but I think the game's going to be closer than what we think.
I can see that.
I just can't deal with Mitch McConnell and anything related to Kentucky, so I'm gonna have to go with Georgia.
let me start by saying this. Kentucky, you go from beating Mississippi State 24-2 to that garbage output that you did last weekend, and you cost me money too. So I'm going with Georgia. Because everybody who I bet on last weekend cost me money. I lost a lot of money last weekend. And I'm not happy about that.
Speaking of that, man, last weekend you went on a rant about the busted LSU Tigers, and you even went so far as to imitate Coach O. And they weren't so busted against the Gamecocks.
Well, we found our quarterback. Finally, we had to put a freshman in. He came out there. He got the job done. We got the W. We went home. We might need Brennan on the bench for the rest of the season because, you know, I can't get fired after I just got this massive contract, so we're going to have to pay this freshman.
Hell no.
Go Tigers. All right.
Go Tigers.
Number 8, Texas A&M versus Arkansas.
Texas A&M.
With that being a game that's nobody going to watch, I'm going to just say Texas A&M.
Yeah. Texas A&M sound like a winning choice. Let's go with
You
that.
know what? I'm going to pick Texas A&M. You know why? Because Arkansas really aggravated me 2 weeks ago when they played Ole Miss. How do you let this man throw 6 interceptions, Lane Kiffin, and you don't take him out the game? This man threw 6 interceptions against Arkansas and cost me so much money. So I got to go with Texas A&M.
Marvin, you've been losing so much. I'm surprised you ain't lost your shirt. Look,
yes, he did. It's on Instagram. Now, but look.
Hey, Steve, I've been getting beat to sleep these last 2 weeks, man. I lost some money last 2 weeks.
Hey, Marvin, I got some consolation for you, though. I don't know if you know about this, but Lane Kiffin just got fined $25,000 by the SEC for a tweet.
wow.
Yeah, he say he gonna pay it in pennies.
Yep. He did. Yeah, he if y'all didn't know about this, he actually retweeted a tweet calling out the refs, and apparently that's against the rules in the SEC. So he got fined to the tune of $25,000.
Wow.
Even though the SEC turned around and said he was correct, though, because the ball did hit the player and it should have been reviewed. So how you gonna admit he's correct, but you still gonna fine him?
Yeah, that ain't right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, why didn't he challenge the play to begin with?
Maybe he was out of timeouts. You know, if you're out of timeouts, you can't challenge, and it's at the end of the game. So, and then also once it's under 2 minutes, it has to be a booth initiated review.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, the game of the week, at least for us, number 2, Alabama versus Mississippi State in Tuscaloosa on Halloween night.
Friday the 13th. No, I'm going with Bama. You already know.
Justin,
yes, sir.
Can you please do me a favor and can we kind of like make this question a little bit more interesting? I would like to just put a question up. Let's do this. instead of who's gonna win, how many sacks do you think Alabama gonna get this game?
that does make it a little bit more interesting. And Marvin is a betting man, so
you see my hand, right? 0.
You know what?
Wow.
Even though now, okay, Mississippi State supposed to do the air raid. Am I correct? Air raid.
Yeah.
So it really gives Alabama a chance to see. I'm predicting. Okay, Alabama's gonna win. We know that, but I'm predicting Alabama's gonna get at least 4 sacks.
Ooh.
It's a lot.
Over and under on that.
How many?
No, I'm talking about sacks and chips after the game. They ain't gonna get a
Okay.
Remember, it's gotta be golden plate.
They gonna get that. Them box lunches before they get on the bus.
That's it.
Or a sack lunch or something. They gonna get.
Hey, I just don't want them to take out one of our players again like they did last year. I just want everybody to be healthy.
But in all seriousness, though, their offense might create problems for us playing as much man-to-man as we play and not being able to get pressure on a quarterback. I'm just praying that it's not a repeat of us versus Ole Miss, because, again, if we can't get pressure with the amount of man-to-man that we play, you're going to put some safeties in some bad positions. And, Malachi Moore, he's playing amazing. Surtain, he's playing amazing. But when you start talking about those safeties playing man-to-man coverage on receivers, that's a whole different set of problems. And if we're not getting pressure, it might be a long day.
That's what my question was going to be. I actually have been thinking about that, Marvin. Do you guys feel like that Mike Leach can actually drum up some plays that can give our defense and our secondary problems? Is that something that we should actually consider?
Well,
I'm willing to bet you.
You know what? You know something though? I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody could draw up plays against Bama right now. Why? Because we don't have a pass rush. I'm so concerned about people like, we gotta take it one game at a time, but I'm so concerned about us playing people like Clemson and Ohio State, who has legit quarterbacks, because we don't get a pass rush, and that's going to kill us down the line. It's going to kill us down the line.
Hey, Steve, you know what's going to kill us, Steve? I'm willing to bet you good money that Mike Leach reached out to Lane Kiffin, and Lane is giving him some game plan and information on how to attack that defense. I'm willing to bet you that the state of Mississippi is going to put everything they can put on that table to beat us.
They even gonna put Justin on the table. Justin, get in there.
Hey, I'm ready. All right, cool. Well, yep, Bama. I think it's pretty much a done deal. So, all right, Marvin, tell us how your book is doing and how we can get our hands on it. And does it come with that body oil that Steve was talking about?
I got my hands on it, but it keeps slipping out my hand, all the damn baby oil.
Did you get the deluxe edition, or is that just the normal one?
Yeah, I got the deluxe with the baby oil. It came with the baby oil and some slow jams.
So goofball.
Mine came with a bottle of Cavassier.
Well, what am I gonna do with y'all? But to answer your question, the book is doing amazing, man. We're actually approaching over 500 copies sold, which is amazing for 6 weeks. Yeah. To move over 500 copies in 6 weeks, that is pretty phenomenal. That's pretty solid. So, and you can get the book at 40plusstrong.com. That's the number 40, then the words plusstrong.com. You can follow me on my IG at Constant45. You can find me on Facebook, Marvin Constant, or on Twitter, Constant451. But the best way is on my IG, and again, 40plusstrong.com.
Crazy, boy.
You gonna put the key sweat on? That's what you
No, when I open the book,
I open you up the book. I'm sorry, y'all. My book fell from my bookcase.
When I open the book, Key Sweat started playing. Hey, man, every time I open it, watch it look.
Hey, boy. What's up, Will?
I got nothing else. I got nothing.
All right, real quick, some program notes. The Tyler Turner Show on Mondays at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, provides in-depth analysis, recruiting news, and talent evaluation. The Jones and a Roadshow Show on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. They're just two guys from Jersey talking about the NFL, the Giants, college football, and whatever comes to their minds. Be sure on the website, if you haven't yet, check out my Alabama versus Tennessee recap. Marvin, real quick before you get closing remarks from everybody, who do we have next week? What's the show going to look like?
Me?
Steve, you can always come back, Steve.
Oh, most definitely.
Next week I want to look at an offensive line feature. You know, right guards never get any love. They never get any attention. So we're going to bring on some of the big boys up front that paved the way, especially with the way Alabama's offensive line has been playing, doing an amazing job. I definitely want to celebrate those guys and get a lot more in-depth knowledge on what it takes to be a successful offensive line. Because as an offensive lineman, you could be the greatest left tackle in the world, but if you don't have help besides you, it's going to expose you at some point. So, you know, that teamwork, that unity, how do you develop that bond, that brotherhood as an offensive line? So we're going to dig into that offensive lineman next week.
Good deal. All right, now, guys, we're gonna go around the room. I like to get some closing remarks. Tell us what's next for you and your social media contact. Alvin, we'll start with you. We know you have a CD that's coming out. Or
a CD. I told y'all Mississippi was number 50.
Hey man, we just got rid of 8 tracks over here. You got
album coming out. What you got coming out, man?
Did you just really say a CD, Justin? Come on, again.
Sorry, man. I got in the old school frame of mind because, you know, I was looking at Steve's MySpace earlier, and it just got me nostalgic.
Hey, Steve, they don't have Apple Music yet or Spotify in Mississippi.
I ain't got none of that.
Man, I still got my Jackson 5/8 track over here. What you talking
about?
Oh,
wow.
I tried all I could to hold on to the CD thing, and man, I got like 4 boxes from my last CD that I actually bought CDs for, but now I'm streaming my latest EP, which is called The Awakening, and it's on all streaming platforms. Y'all can check it out. Good music is definitely relevant to the times we're living in. Inspirational soul music, I like to call it. Check that out. Go to alvingarrett.com to see my videos, learn all about me. Instagram, Facebook is The Alvin Garrett. So I hope all y'all listeners check me out and get some new music in their ears, you know?
Steve, what you got?
Hey, November 6th, I'll be at Miles College doing my thing, man. Got a lot of virtual comedy shows coming up. Also, I will be at this new comedy club in Auburn, Alabama. Yes, Auburn, Alabama. It's called The Crown of Comedy. I'll be there. Tickets are going really fast. That's really cool.
Watch out for them chills.
Huh?
Watch out for them chills down there.
I know. Also, you can follow me on social media, Comic Steve Brown on all social media platforms. Also, nobody wanted to address the elephant in the room, but nobody wanted to speak on Kennny kidnapping that beautiful little kid. We need to know. We saw.
It's two of them.
Hey, these are my 2 new prodigies, dog. I'm shooting them up in the stars. You hear me?
Hey, wait a minute. Hold up. Hey, Kennedy, put them in the camera real quick. Put them in the camera. Put them in. Hold up. Right. Sweetheart. Wink your left eye if you okay. Wink your left eye.
Hey, this is my next protege. I told her she gotta keep up the stars for little Gigi Bryan, man, because her name Gigi too. So I wanted to keep the fame going for the females, you know.
That's what it is. That's what
He's gonna be little Junior right here. He's gonna have his statue down there in T-Town, boy. Yeah, so I'm just being super dad, dog. These are my 2 proteges and trying to live till I get to 90, bro.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Hey, can we find you on social media, Kennny?
No, man, ain't no social media, bro.
He from Mississippi. I keep
on the social sites, bro.
That's right. We got our 2 cans in the stream.
Mississippi yet.
Man, I have to get back to
like a
Birmingham.
third world country, man. Come on.
Man, I got to get back to Birmingham. I'm tired. Marvin.
Yes, sir.
Man, you got to kidnap me, man. Like that movie, Old School. Find you one of them vans and come.
Oh, my bad. I was reading chapter 14. My bad. Go ahead.
All right, listeners, if you have any questions about the next show or for us, email us at theRileyandConstantShow@gmail.com. Remember to visit us on the sportscast.net and on Twitter at the Sportscast1. Same on Instagram. Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Hey,
Thank you.
One quick thing too. I talked to my supplement manufacturer today. It looks like the supplement line is going to be ready to hit the shelves here real soon. So you'll be able to get that 40+ strong supplement line, the pre-workouts, the post-workout recovery drinks, the protein shakes, the whole nine, about to be available in a store near you real soon.
Hey, baby. Marvin's going to start selling dope. Hey, man, one last thing, people. I forgot. Follow me on Cash App. Yeah, Cash App.
It's amazing we can ever get anything done on here. I tell you.
I barely write notes when I know that Steve's going to be on, because I know it's just going to, go off the rail, and I'm cool with that.
I'm sorry.
No, appreciate you.
I'm almost to the point where I'm about to ask Steve if he want to be a part of this show.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me on, man. I'm on chapter 7 now.
But, hey, Steve, we can use that as our intro music on the next show.
Yeah. Hey, man, once again, man, thanks for having me on, man. I had a blast, brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all again. Thank all three of you fine gentlemen, man. I wish y'all nothing but the best.
Yeah,
love and success.
Don't be a stranger. Y'all come back for sure. Enjoy.
All right, brother. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Anytime, just chime me in.
All right, roll tide, brother.
Roll tide.